Hi everyone, my name is Mayra Zamora. I'm a Chicana artist out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Let's go ahead and dive into it. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen with you. I am honored once again to be a part of Del Mar College Mas Seminar. I always get super excited and I always say yes when I'm invited back. But the title of my presentation is called Mayra Murals. I always like to start my presentation with this first slide because I always tell everybody that I was born to be an artist. I'm very fortunate that I grew up in Tivoli, Texas, so I was there from kinder until I graduated, and I also had the same art teacher, Mr. Garcia, for all those years. So he very much was a guide, and he told my immigrant parents that I had the potential to be an artist. So therefore, that is why I like to say that I am an artista por vida. My little tagline that I like to start out with is, my name is Mayra Zamora from Corpus Dreams, Texas. I am an award-winning artist, educator, muralist, y mucho, mucho más. I have a lot of experience in the art world. I've been doing this now for about 14 years. I'm bilingual in Spanish. So when I'm out in the community, I really love to be able to speak both in Spanish and in English. And I love doing community outreach. Some of my awards that include Young Alumnus Award from Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and Best Local Painter from the Bend magazine. I was also one of 3 finalists for Best in Biz, Best Box Artist, and thankfully I have a lot more. My mural career, even though I'm an artist specifically for this presentation, I'm only going to focus on all of the murals that I've done around Corpus Christi. So my mural career really started in 2015 when I got the opportunity to participate in Loteria Corpus Christi. This mural in particular is comprised of 48 individual artists, and my panels are El Sol and La Tabla. But I really didn't start falling in love with murals until 2016. So that is why I call this slide Summer of Murals. I got the opportunity to work and be Sandra Gonzalez's assistant with the Color Times. I also got to work with Monica Marie Garcia, and we taught a camp together. So we did some mixed media work. And at that time, also Sandra was working with K-Space, and she taught the first mural camp with her technique, which we call the Philly style, which is basically you paint on special fabric and you adhese it on the wall like wallpaper. So that's when I got the opportunity to do the Mercat mural. So soon enough, I got the opportunity to do my first solo mural with Downtown. And this one was completed in 2016 called Corpus Dreams. It's an electrical box located right there in the corner of the Texas Appraisal and across the street from the police station. This one, I would like to note that it includes my black and white artist codex, in which the viewer has to decide and decipher what it says. So this was very fun because I was paying tribute to things that started in Corpus Christi. So the roses represent Selena, Whataburger originated here in Corpus Christi, and then also I'm paying tribute to my alma mater. That same fall, I got a call from Stripes and Loretto Taco Company saying that they wanted me to design 3 mini murals for 3 new store locations in Elgin, Seguin, and Houston, Texas. So this was a lot of fun because I felt like a rock star because this was the first time I was traveling outside of Corpus. And this one is called Hecho a Mano, and I love tacos. What can I say? It's part of the Latino culture. And in 2017, I got an opportunity to do and be the first artist selected to grace the walls of the Art Center of Corpus Christi. And I got to do 6 panels, and then one of them was on vinyl. Yet again, what I would like to point out that this includes my codex, which is located at the bottom. So once the viewer knows that I like to incorporate the codex into my solo murals, it's a lot of fun to try to see people decipher my work. So this one is not outside anymore, but this one is located inside of the art center. You can check it out anytime that you want, because the art center is always free, and I highly recommend going on a Wednesday for the farmers market. So in 2017, that summer, me and Sandra Gonzalez got to teach a bigger class teaching the Philly style technique, and this mural is called Take Flight, The Future Awaits, and it's located on the very top of the Herman parking garage. So this one can be viewed from the Harbor Bridge or from the Omni. So this that mural in particular was paying tribute to all of the local birds here found in the Coastal Bend area. 2018, K-Space Contemporary and La Palmera started collaborating with each other. So me and Monica Marie Garcia got to teach the first ever mural camp inside of the La Palmera, which was a lot of fun, because a lot of people thought it was like a painting class, but then we had to tell people who were trying to come in, saying no, this was specifically for the artists. The client, La Palmera, wanted a greeting card style mural, so we got the opportunity to do that. And the butterfly is so important to me and Monica because it's a bilingual butterfly. So if you look closely, the words are both in English and in Spanish. So, and it's that mural, the butterfly, it's called Be You. So if you're ever out and about at the mall, please remember to tag K-Space at Shining Star 2MG and myself at Mayra Art, because we would love to see everyone's photos, and we love to repost and reshare them. So that's just a complete view of the entire greeting cards and the butterfly. It's so cool. I love it. Then Monica and I got the opportunity to do a mural that same fall for Hamlin Middle School called We Are. The following summer in 2019, I got the grand opportunity to do a mural for Fresco. So if you haven't been to Fresco's, I highly recommend that you check it out. It's right there on Chaparral Street, right beside the Loteria mural that I showed earlier today. They have fruit cups and other stuff, but that flag is paying tribute to Mexico and America with the utilization of the colors. That fall, that summer, I got the opportunity to teach the first ever teen camp at the Garcia Arts and Education Center. I have been there now about a decade, and I always return every summer because it's just a lot of fun. And I get to be free. I get to experiment with different techniques as well. And the Garcia Center is like family to me now. So this is a good slide to show the before and after, just to show the power and the impact that murals have on the walls, and they truly have the potential to truly transform an entire neighborhood and just show it off. This one is called, on my right side, it's called Latinos Unidos with the American Flag, and the other one is paying tribute to Antonio A. Garcia. I also got to paint the mural, the bathrooms, and we just adored them with the simple chevron print. Monica and I got to return that summer in 2019 at La Palmera. So we got to design the murals called Peace, Love, and Unity. These are located right there in the Dave and Buster's entryway, and they're pretty big. You can't miss them. They're really grand. Here's just a closer view. So the first one with peace, it has the piece written in all different languages, and in the center is an I, so it's a play on words like I see peace. The heart is to show the passion in the art community. The earth, if you pay attention to what it appears to be the water, it's actually all of the students and the teachers' hands overlapped with one another. So I feel like I'm showing all of the viewers who are listening today a lot of opportunities to go take some photo opportunities. That fall, for Hispanic Heritage Month, Sandra, Monica, and myself got to design a mural called Viva TAMU CC for the university. So this one is permanently located at the University Center, and it's also just paying tribute to the Hispanic and Latino Chicana culture here in Corpus Christi. And we got to all put our styles together. In 2020, I was asked by Kelly Loving, the principal of ECDC, if I wanted to do a mural, and this is one of the only murals that you see today that it's not really in my style. This was a lot of fun because I free-handed this entire mural. I had no plan. I just got to feel like an art student in general and just have fun and play around with the colors, and I wanted to depict a beautiful sunset because that's what Corpus is known for as well. In 2021, I was selected and was one of 5 artists selected for the first Dia de los Muertos private collection. So this is something that K-Space plans to eventually grow. So there's going to be a lot more murals, but I'm so happy and proud to be part of the first class of this collection. This is called Calavera Talavera, paying tribute to the Aztecas, not so much Dia de los Muertos. In June 2021, I also returned back to the Garcia Center, and I wanted to do something completely different and pay tribute more to Mexican culture, so which is why we did this mural in Otomi style. The students got to help pick out the animals that couldn't necessarily be found in the garden. So we included snakes, mosquitoes, grasshoppers, some dogs and some cats, spiders, and butterflies. So it was just very cool, and I laid it out in the color, and the students got to pick the colors that they wanted. That same summer, I returned back, and I returned back to La Palmera with Monica Marie Garcia, and we did the murals called Waves of the Future. These are located on the second story of the parking garage, which leads you into the Great American Cookie Company and Dillard. But this was the first year that we really let the students design their own waves. So there are a total of 64 waves, but only 48 of them were completed by the students, and the rest were completed by past K-Space summer camp students and some of the assistants. So those murals are very reminiscent and can be said to be self-portraits because, like I said, they represent each student. But one of the last murals not one of the last ones, but one of my most pride and joy is the Herman and Herman mural that I got to complete. And this took me about a year or two because we started in 2020 and I didn't complete it until 2021. I would like to thank my crew for this one, for being a part of it, because a lot of times I may design the murals, but I usually have a team with me. But I took my shot when I met Mr. Herman. I said, hey, how cool would it be to paint the entire building? And thankfully he said yes. So here is a slide from the 2020 side. So this side is paying more tribute to Corpus Christi and higher education. So that's why I included the Islander logo, Del Mar, and a little graduation cap and a diploma. But this is another good slide to show the before and after effect that murals have. And I would also like to note that the window shutters come down, but I did do window installations. So during the day, you get to see the window installations, and then after 5:30, you get to see the shutters down, which is here in the next slide. So when I saw the shutters down, I thought it would be a very cool idea to do a serape background. I think by now you can tell that I also am kind of obsessed with serape. And a lot of my murals, and I have not talked about this, they're very much inspired by, and just my work in general is inspired by pre-Columbian and modern art mixed together. So I also have a love for the foundation of art. So my favorite elements are line, shape, and color. Each serape, there's color symbolism behind each one. So the first one is representing and honoring the Latinx community. The middle one is paying tribute to the LGBTQIA+ community. And lastly, the third serape is paying tribute to the Afro-Latino and Black community. So go check it out if you get a chance, because like I said, that Herman and Herman is my pride and joy. In 2022, I missed my teenagers, so I asked the director if I could teach a spring break camp. So this was a 2-day camp that I offered So we worked pretty quickly on this Si Se Puede mural. So I also did an educational base. They learned who Cesar Chavez was and Dolores Huerta, because a lot of people, and I told the students, think that Cesar came up with Si Se Puede, but I said nope, it was Dolores Huerta. And then of course we wanted to pay tribute to the farm workers, so which is why we used a little bit of their logo. And there are my teenagers right there. And then I wanted to leave my mark at ECDC, so I did a student collaboration in 4th and 5th grade at the time in 2021, got to help paint these murals. I took them home to my studio and then just kind of touched them up a little bit if they needed a little bit of work. So these are located inside of the ECDC hallway. So unfortunately, these are not open to the public because these are solely meant for the hallways of ECDC. And yet again, it includes my hidden codex. Hidden codex. And I would like to share what it says. On the top, it says ECDC. The bottom row says Tamu. To my left, it says Corpus Christi. And to my right, to the left, it says Corpus. And to the right, it says Christi. So I hope now that you, like I said, that you know my work has my codex, that you are now going to be deciphering my work when you see it in public. So lastly, Más Color en Cultura is coming this June because I am in the middle of teaching camp. So this one is going to be paying tribute to the Corpus Christi West Side. So the text will say Corpus Christi West Side, and the background will be adorned with a serape, which I'm letting the students pick out the colors. So with that being said, thank you so much for taking the time to see my presentation. If you would like to see more of my work, it's located on my website at mayraart.com. I always like to tell people and invite people to see my Instagram, which is at @mayraart, because you get to see a lot of behind the scenes, not just the end result, because a lot of people think mural is easy, but it's not. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of labor, but they don't call it painting for nothing. But all jokes aside, I do love what I do, and I cannot wait to do more. And I'm getting my first opportunity to travel outside of Texas this coming August and September. So I will be traveling to Atlanta, Georgia, and bringing La Raza over there to Georgia. So I'm pretty excited. Thank you so much for taking the time again, and I'll see y'all later. Adios. Los vemos.